How do you define misogyny?
I would say that it's not opinion-based, rather the instigating of anti-woman concepts. So anytime you ask a question, there's kind of an automatic rebuttal. So you're going into it of, oh, well, women should do this but shouldn't do this, and women should feel this way but they feel this way, or putting words into everyone's mouths, I think kind of promotes this idea of misogyny. Obviously it's a blanket term, and I do feel as it was overused, and I apologize, but I do think to some capacity benefiting off of the hatred. Or,
you're not answering the question.
Okay, my perspective of I define misogyny as expressing hatred towards women from a gender standpoint rather than an objective opinion or material matter, such as hating on a woman for how she looks, telling a woman that she is incompetent or dumb, more based off of...
What if she is? Is it misogynistic then to tell an incompetent person they're incompetent? Not that I've done that, but...
Is it an opinion?
What?
Dick Bick Energy donated $200. Would happily support a podcast that's promoting celibacy, virginity and lifetime godly marriages. We're supporting because we understand we're steering the culture in a positive direction.
That's what we should be doing. Yeah.
Thank you, DBE. Thank you, man.
Sure.
Appreciate it.
And I think I loved like your conversation. And I think we often get boxed into this idea of I have to have this opinion or I have to have this other opinion just because we perceive one thing said as a certain way. I think being called bratty for having my own opinion is highlighted in misogyny. I think if I were a man, a lot of my opinions would be perceived in a different way. So I think that misogyny is more...
we would assume you would be making sound arguments and we would take it
That
more
is
seriously.
misogyny. If you assume I would be
No,
making sound
that's not
arguments
misogyny.
because I was a man, that is misogynistic.
Yeah, I mean, you really just like are
What do you
digging
mean?
yourself into a
How's that
hole.
What do you mean?
misogynistic?
What do I mean?
You're really just
You
digging your
just
own
said
grave.
if I were
You
a
haven't
man.
made a single good argument all night. Why
So
would
if
anybody
I
take
was
you
a
seriously?
man, you would assume I would be making sound arguments, but because I'm
Yes,
a woman,
because
I can't make
the-
a sound argument.
Do you know why the precondition applies here? Because we've listened to
Killer
you
of
make
Cereal
nothing but
donated
relevant,
$200.
rational arguments.
Hold on.
How
the
many
entire
women
time.
also donate to this podcast? Are they incel misogynistic degenerate men because they are female? Changing a perspective from a debate isn't misogynistic. The change was already in you.
Correct. That chatter's right.
Wait,
so the point here stands.
Hold on. Killer of Cereal, thank you. Just to prove his point, I have a chat that's about to come in here from Conservative Latina. Thank you. Love seeing Isabella on the pod. You're
Hi.
awesome, girl. Q for the girls. Can women be sexist towards men? How would you feel if you heard men saying, I hate all women like women do? Also, Christ is king. Thank you, Conservative Latina. I'll ask that question a little bit later. I'll get back to that, though. I have it written down. Thank you. Or Andrew, you had...
Go ahead.
Yeah, what I was saying specifically is we've only judged you on the merits of what you said and the arguments that you've made. If you've acted like a brat, I don't recall calling you one.
I didn't call you a brat.
And Brian, I don't recall
talking about you
calling you
guys.
one either.
No. I didn't say you guys. I was saying from the chat. It's okay for people to perceive
Yeah, but
me that way.
why is it that the people who tune into the show you're so adamant about, you're having the discussion with us, who's viewing it should be irrelevant to that. They're going to judge you on your
Okay.
arguments as well. And you know what? That's the most fair way to do things. Do you think that when I'm in debates with these massive liberal progressives all over the internet that I'm not getting judged by their audience? Because I am. And the last thing I say is, oh my God, they're judging me. It's terrible. That's ridiculous. Make the arguments and let's engage with them.
What's the name of this live?
So, I don't know if I got a clear answer on this. How do you define misogyny?
I just feel like no matter what I say, my opinion's gonna be wrong. So I would love to start having a conversation, like even with you about these other topics.
Can you just engage really quick?
What do you want me to engage in? Because I'm constantly being shut down and told I'm wrong.
There was an interruption from the TTS. Just if we can do Splitnik. So just how do you define misogyny?
I define misogyny as exactly what he said to me. If I were a man, I would be making sound arguments. I believe misogyny is
That's
defined.
actually not what I said.
You did say. Did he say that or
No,
did he not say that?
No, I was granting your worldview. Just so you know, so you
Women-
understand, I was granting your worldview.
Okay.
And I was saying because the precondition is you think that if you were a man, you'd be making sound arguments. That's what my point was.
Okay, I'm sorry if I misunderstood you. My opinion,
maybe I wasn't
misogyny.
clear, so I'll apologize if I wasn't clear.
No, don't worry.
That's my bad.
Misogyny is founded in discrediting certain opinions or perspectives by being equated to womanness. So when a woman is loud, she's aggressive. But when a man is loud, he is a boss. He is a leader. Those are misogynistic perspectives
Grid
in
1
society.
Motorsports donated $200. Dollar Store Blondie, we have listened to your inaccurate, trite, and wandering prattle all night. Perhaps you feel guilty about how you live your life in sin, acting a victim, and being argumentative.
Maybe, but a perfect example of misogyny is how am I more argumentative than you two? Do you see my perspective? Yeah, but that
because
person.
between the two of us, you've said twice as much as I have when I've been discussing things with you. That's
Dick
why.
Energy donated $200. Misogyny is literally disagreeing
That's not
with women.
at all what I think.
If we don't stop this BS now, they lock us up for it. The hour is late, gentlemen.
That's right. Disagreeing with women, it's going to be a felony pretty soon, guys.
That is not at
Very
all what I
soon.
think. I don't hate all men. I love many men. I
Do you believe in the patriarchy theory? Or do you believe that there's a patriarchy?
It is objective that our society is patriarchal.
It's objective.
We literally are defined in every history book as a patriarchal
Stinky Fingers
society.
donated $200. Not being able to adequately annotate your opinions as a speaker in this podcast does not infer misogyny.
Okay.
This is your moment to be heard, and as guests, failing to be correct says something about you.
Okay, Sticky Fingers, thank you. How do you define misogyny?
The hatred of women.
Okay, so how have I hated women?
I didn't say you did. I said you're benefiting from the hatred of women.
No, but you said okay, but that's a different conversation.
Oh, you mean like saying, okay.
You said that the podcast is
Well, then,
misogynistic.
so are you, by your own admission. That makes you a misogynist.
Don't engage on that.
Maybe I should rethink my phrasing there then, because I think saying the podcast is misogynist implies that you are a misogynist and you're out with the intention to degrade women and whatever. And whether or not I believe that, I'm not going to accuse you of that. So if that's what you're defining the podcast as being misogynist as, I would say maybe it's not. But you are, without a doubt, you can't even deny that you are benefiting from people who have negative opinions of women and negative biases towards women. Whether that makes the podcast itself misogynist, I guess, is up for debate. Like, I don't know.
Wait, so I have a question.
Yeah.
If a National Socialist, do you have like a Cash App or a Venmo or something?
I do.
And they were to just send you, are you in content creation at all, or?
A little bit.
Do you have any, like a link tree that links your Cash App or Venmo or anything like that? Let's just say they found it and the National Socialist sent you $200. You're benefiting from a Nazi.
Yeah, but I think there's a difference between
So
someone...
what's the, who, so, okay, so?
Okay, so these people who are sending you money are frequent viewers. They like your content, they engage with it, they enjoy it, they come back for more. If someone were to randomly find me and send me $200 just because whatever reason, that's not the same thing. It's not comparable. Like, these people are your fans. They are your viewers. They most likely agree with a good portion of what you say, otherwise they wouldn't be watching.
You go to UCSB, right?
I do.
So you pay tuition to UCSB?
Yes.
Okay. So I would argue that the feminist studies program at UCSB, and all, there's women's studies, feminist studies at every single university in this country. There's no corresponding men's studies at any university, as far as I'm concerned, as far as I know. Then aren't all these universities misandrist because they're benefiting from the tuition that these feminist studies majors are putting towards these universities. So every single university, every single system is just a man-hating system, and they're all benefiting from feminist misandry. And
well, I don't agree that feminism is misandrous.
It absolutely is.
Well, we disagree, so you can't argue on that point because I just don't.
Well, let's
agree
talk
with
about
that.
patriarchy a little bit then.
yeah.
So you were about to define patriarchy. I don't know if you finished.
Noah donated $200. So if I say that all women are dumb, I'm a misogynist. But a woman can openly say all men are dumb and no one bats an eye. Double standards abroad, boys.
So no women are here. No women here, to clarify, are saying all men are dumb, because I don't believe that. I absolutely do not believe that.
No.
I don't believe that all men are dumb. I don't believe all men are bad. I don't believe in categorizing people.
Are you less safe at night because of men?
From a statistical standpoint, yes, because men.
It's a bit racist, or sorry, not racist. It's a bit sexist, don't you think?